So today's clean eating recipe is actually going to involve our slow cooker. So this is going to be a timed process. This is actually going to be the chicken breast, sweet potato, white bean chili, and we have here a pound and a half of chicken breast. You're also going to need 2 cans of low sodium chicken broth. This is 2 cups of kale freshly chopped here. You also have 3 medium sweet potatoes chopped and cubed in here. These are white beans that have navy beans that have soaked overnight. So I'm going to drain those in just a moment. We also have a medium chopped onion, as well as our spices. So we're going to need some oregano. This is 3 cloves of fresh garlic minced. This is cumin. These are chillied peppers. This is a 7-ounce can, so a little hint of spice. And then also this is cinnamon. I just have a little bit of the cinnamon stick in here, but this is going to be a total of a teaspoon of cinnamon that we're going to add, and that's the cinnamon stick that I happen to use. So these are all of our ingredients, and of course we're going to add in a little bit of salt and pepper as the cooking process goes along. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and drain the beans, get those ready, cube the chicken, and go ahead and saute it in the skillet with a little bit of olive oil so that it's cooked and prepped and ready to go into the slow cooker. So I'm adding the 1 tablespoon of olive oil into the skillet. Got to allow that to heat up. And once that's fully heated, then we'll add in the chopped chicken to get that to brown. Now as this is browning, we're going to stir just a bit so that it browns evenly on all sides of the chicken. We can go ahead and start adding ingredients into the slow cooker. So, we come over here. This is the slow cooker that I'm using. It's already set to a high setting because I'm going to allow this to cook for 4 hours. If I were to place it on a low setting, I could allow it to cook for about 8 hours, but I don't have that much time, so I'm going to go drain white or navy beans into the crock pot. Along with that, we're going to layer some of the chicken broth. Okay. We're going to add the cut sweet potatoes. We're going to also add the chopped onions. And we're going to also add the minced garlic. Again, that's 3 cloves of garlic there. Okay? Alright, now that our chicken is brown, we're going to drain off any excess oil so that our chili is not oiled, of course. Fogging up the camera, as you see. So, we're going to add the chicken in with the rest of our ingredients. And again, at this point, it is the white beans, the sweet potatoes, the onion, and the garlic are all in here now, along with about a half a can of the chicken broth. So at this point, we're going to add in the remainder of that can of chicken broth in there. Then we're going to also add the cinnamon. We're going to add the peppers. We also want to add 1 tablespoon of the cumin, and then we want to also add the oregano leaves. With this, I just sprinkle in. It's going to end up being about a tablespoon of oregano leaves that I sprinkle in. Okay. Now once all that's in, then we're going to add our additional can of the low sodium chicken broth. Now that that's all in. Alright, so we're going to, again, give all of the ingredients a good stir. Now once this lid is placed on here, I'm not going to reopen this again for, like I said, 4 hours. It's good to just let it be and not keep opening the lid, because every time that happens you're releasing the heat from the steam cooker. So just leave it be. So everything's in and mixed in. I'm going to now add the lid. And if you're wondering, hey, I thought you had some kale. What happened to the kale? That's added in the last 10 minutes once we're done cooking. So everything is going to be in this crock pot, again, 4 hours, and then within the last 10 minutes is when we're going to open the lid and add the kale. So it's been about 3 hours now that this has been cooking in the crock pot. So what I'm going to do is simply take off the lid. Oops, it's touched on there. And give it a stir, because I haven't stirred it the entire time. Looks like everything is coming along great. And I'm going to add some seasoning. So I need to add a little bit of salt. Some pepper. And then, out of habit, I always add Tony Cacciatore's Creole seasoning. You do not have to add this. It's just a habit of mine. It flavors everything. So, add that in. Give it another good stir. And we're going to let this cook down. We have another hour to go. And then, again, about 50 minutes or so, I'm going to add in the kale and allow that to cook in for about 10 minutes. Alrighty. So in just a moment we're going to be adding the kale into our chicken sweet potato white bean chili. You may notice that kale has a bit of a bitter taste to it. So to reduce some of the bitterness from the actual kale, we're going to soak it in hot water for a few minutes prior to putting it into the mixture. We're just going to submerge it in. Soak it down again. This is just plain old hot water right here. We're just going to let that soak for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to strain it and put it into the chili. So again, just soaking it in a bit of hot water reduces the bitterness of the kale taste. Okay, now it's time to add in the kale. So again, it's been soaking in hot water to reduce the bitterness. So I'm just going to take a bit. In. Stir that in. And we're going to let this cook down for about 10 minutes, which is equivalent to about when the kelp wilts. Alright, and here are our final results of our sweet potato chicken white bean chili. At this point, the kale has cooked down. You can serve this plain in a bowl. You can serve this over rice. I will be serving it over a little bit of white rice. Of course, for clean eating, it will be healthier for me to serve this over brown rice, but hey, I'm cheating. Here's the final presentation of our entree.